Alright, here's an example on how to solve the simplifying expression problems that are a little bit more complicated. So here you see we've got multiple sets of parentheses, and we have multiple coefficients outside of our parentheses. So remember, we are always going to follow our order of operations, or PEMDAS. So first we are going to look at parentheses. Now, if we look inside of our parentheses, there is nothing to be simplified because 2x and 4 are not like terms since there's no x on both of those, and 6x plus 7 are not like terms because they don't both have the same variables. So I know that there's nothing to be done with parentheses, so that is done. Next, we are going to look for exponents. So I don't see any exponents in this whole expression, so that is done. Next, we need to think about multiplication. So the first part of multiplication is very clear based on what we know already about distributive property, is that we do need to go ahead and distribute the -7 to both terms inside of just this parentheses. That -7 is only being multiplied by this parentheses. So -7 times 2x is -14x. -7 times +4 is -28, so I know it's going to be a -28. Okay, now this is the part that is going to probably trip people up. This minus, we can think of that, even though we can't see it, this is kind of like our invisible math again. There really is a 1 there, right? Because this is kind of like saying -1 times everything in the parentheses. And because that negative, we're not just going to subtract 6x and then add 7, because that negative is talking about everything in the whole parentheses. That means I need to apply that negative to everything in the parentheses. So I'm going to multiply each term inside the parentheses by -1 in order to do that. So -1 times +6x is going to be a -6x. And then -1 times +7 is going to be a -7. Okay, I've done my multiplication. Next is division. I don't see any there, so that's good. And then we're going to do our addition and subtraction, which essentially means we're going to combine our like terms. So personally, I like to highlight. I know that 14x, or -14x, is one term. Remember, the sign to the left of the term stays with it. And then this -6x is going to be another term. And then I know I have some constants. So this -7x, so you can always use a highlighter too if you're doing this on paper. And then -28. Those are all of my terms. So now I can just add and subtract to the terms as they are given. So for this one, -14x minus 6x is -20x. And then for our constants, -28 minus 7 is -35. So my final expression is -20x minus 35. So that is our final answer. And I did do all of my order of operations. Okay, so now that you've seen this example, I want you to try the rest of the multi-step problems in the Google form.